Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Surprise Thursday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Neca Predator 2 Ultimate Stalker Predator. And he's number 3 in the Predator 2 line. Let's get into it! Let's start our hunt with a look at the packaging. And here we go. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Ages 17 and up, Predator 2 Ultimate Stalker Predator Neca. On the front, we've got some nice artwork of the Ultimate Stalker Predator 2. You can see mine got a little scratched up. Picked it up at Target. I didn't notice that when I picked it up, but there it is. So, and of course, it does have a little Velcro dot here. Shows you a nice product shot. I'm not sure if it's digital render or not. I'm not sure how much NECA uses the digital renders in their promotional stuff. And I'm sure this was a promotional picture before it was on the packaging. And then you have a nice clear window showcasing the figure and his accessories. On the bottom, 20th Century Fox, also Disney. NECA, real toys. That, don't give it to babies. This number, a barcode, and all this stuff. Made in China print. On this side, Predator 2 03 Ultimate Stalker Predator. On this side, Predator 2 30th Anniversary. And on the back, we have Ultimate Stalker Predator, Predator 2 30th Anniversary Collection cross sale here. And it goes all the way down, so there's a lot of those. And then Predator 2, and then here's a lot of text that I'm not going to read to you, but if you want to pause it and read all that, I'll hold it here for a second. Okay, that was a few seconds, and if you pause it, you can read it. And then again, here's some product shots of the Predator. Includes open and closed spears, open and closed throwing disc, human skull, cannon blast, chest armor, dart gauntlet, shoulder cannon and cover, and interchangeable head and hands. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And handy dandy tweezers here. Let's start with a look at the accessories as we always do. And here is one of his alternate hands. Nice molded detail. Let's get that out of the way. Nice molded detail. Very nice paint apps. I mean, this looks really, really good. And this is just his hand. And it is on an in and out hinge. And then here's a grip hand for the same side. And again, same level of paint and molded details. Really, really looks good. And here is a grip hand for the other side. However, it's a larger grip, but as far as the molded detail and paint, it holds as true for this hand as the other. And again, they're all on in and out hinges. And then here we have the closed up or deactivated disc, and again it has nice molded details, nice paint apps, nice wash to it, it looks like. So very cool. And here is the activated disc. And again, same molded details and paint wash as well. Very nice. Here is the closed spear. So definitely nice molded details in there. I think it's molded in this plastic, but I don't know. It could be a paint, and it looks like there might be some wash in there too. And then this piece of probably skin that is the handle for it, and there's something sticking off there. So very, very nice. I mean, this figure, we're just looking at the accessories. And here is a trophy skull. It does have a little peg hole in there for it, and I can't hold on to it. Again, nice molded details, nice paint apps, has a wash. I mean, this is fantastic, my friends. Here is the, I think they called it the dart launcher that clips onto his arm. And again, nice details, paint, wash. And here is the unhelmeted head. And you are one ugly, you know what, buddy. But fantastic, nevertheless. I mean, the detail, the paint, and I mean, this is just NECA's knocking these guys out of the park. Actually, all the NECA figures that I've reviewed have knocked it out of the park, really. Here's the piece that clips onto his back. That is the holder for the plasma thrower. Isn't that what they call it? I think they call it plasma thrower. And you can see where it folds down in there. And here is the plasma thrower. And you can see it's got a little hinge right here. But it also got where he can perhaps hold it in his hand. Like that's a handle, because that's not hinged there at all. But this is the hinged piece right here, and it's pretty stiff, so you have to work at it just a little bit. And as far as how it connects up to the back piece, you can see right here, there's a port, there's a post on that hinge, there's also a hinge right here, and this piece slides as well. So NECA's not just putting the detail into the paint and the sculpt and stuff, they're also putting the detail into how the stuff operates. And there's a nice satisfying little snap when you get that into place. And again, you know, it'll swivel on that, goes back and forth, even go down there. And mostly that hinge is for so that it'll go into its slot here. So it folds down like that, and we'll get to how these attach to the figure in a moment. And here is a blast effect for the plasma thrower. You can see there's a port right there, and there's a post right here on the end. And you just kind of work that around till it fits in, and it is a little heavy, I will say that. So, let's take a look at the last accessory, which is the extended spear. And everything I said about the closed up spear holds true with this molded detail, paint job, wash. I mean, just awesome. Well, let's take a look at the figure himself and raise that up a little bit. You can see paint, wash, sculpt. I mean, I'm going to quit repeating it because we can just see that the sculpt, the paint, and the wash on this guy is just totally awesome. I mean, and it's everywhere. I don't think there's a piece of this figure that is not have any paint on it, except, I don't know, maybe it's molded in this, but still that netting is painted. So I don't think there's an inch of this figure that does not have a paint app on it. And I mean, you can tell this pitted, and I mean, it's just fantastic. You can see this kind of looks like there's a screen mesh in the eyepiece. I'm sure that's not what it is. Maybe they're sensors. I'm not sure. This is, wow. I mean, this guy's just fantastic. And this is a loose piece, and it does tend to kind of get in the way a little bit. And just awesome, awesome. And I know they've been using this base body probably for forever now, but in my opinion, it still holds up. I mean, the only thing is that you can really tell that it's aged is it's using double hinged pinned knees and elbows, and I think for a majority of the NECA stuff they've moved to hinge and swivel. I know I've recently finished filming the Ultimate Warduke, Dungeons and Dragons Warduke, and he had hinge and swivel elbows. Not that I'm a big fan of that, but it's just showing the age of the technology there used in making the figures. Let's talk about his articulation. He looks up about that far. He looks down about that far, and I'm not sure. I think there's a dumbbell in there, and I can't tell. The neck is most likely a one piece with this upper torso piece. So he doesn't really chicken neck. He's got a little bit of waggle in there. If you watch out for his dreadlocks, he can do the full exorcist, so that's always good. At the shoulder, wow, full 90-degree bend there at the shoulder, even with this armor piece, but it does kind of go up under. You can see there's a big area right in here, and that just fits right up under there. It does do a full 360-degree rotation there. There is a cut here at the upper bicep, but because of this armor piece being glued on right here, it will not go the full 360 degrees. Like I said before, double hinge pinned elbow, but it still works. Look at that bend. That's a great range of motion there. 360-degree rotation at the wrist on in and out hinge, and the other hand in and out hinge as well. Now all this armor piece here, these are just overlays that are, this one might not be glued in place, but these on the shoulders are glued into place. This is a loose piece. It looks like some kind of hide bag, but there's a cut right here where the chest and the abdomen meet, and it doesn't give you a whole lot of range of motion in there, but it does give you a little bit of hula. And then there is a cut here at the waist as well on a dumbbell hinge, and when those two hinges work in concert, he can crunch forward that far, he can bend backwards that far, and he does get a little bit more hula when both of those are working in concert. Now at this chest one, he will do a full 360-degree rotation, and here at the waist as well. This piece also is a loose separate piece, and as you can see, it does move around out of place, so just something to be aware of. It's not that big of a deal, but that's his butt flap. He definitely needs that. At the hips, he can give you that much of the splits. Not as much on this side because of the holster for the disc. And No pull down hinge, which is not unexpected, or it's not expected to be a pull down hinge, but the range is pretty good on this anyway without a drop down hinge. So he can kick forward that far and back that far. That's about 2 steps. So, and then there is a cut. Well, I wouldn't really say it's a cut. There's a joint here where the legs are put together at the hips, and it gives you a bit of rotation there, but you're about that's what you're going to get out of it. Double hinged pinned knee, but just like the elbow, still works and gives plenty of bend, and it's fairly tight. And look at this, guys. Even detail in the joint. And the same for the elbow. I mean, wow. The attention to detail that Neca puts into these Predator figures is great. At least this one. Now, I think it's a dumbbell at the ankle here, and there is no shin cut or boot cut at the shin, and the ankles will tilt down that far, up that far, and they have some rocker in them there, side to side. They will twist all the way around. So let's kind of see how these attachable weapons go. Here's the dart thrower, and I believe it goes on this arm, and you just kind of work it around till you can get it clipped on there, and there's how that works. As far as the plasma thrower goes, you can see there's a little indentation here on it, and then this lump of detail on the back of the armor, and it just kind of slides over that. Give it a good push, and it is held in place by friction. And again, this will fold down so it's like that when he's not using it. And then, oh, the other thing, the disc. Now I'm going to say this about the disc. It is difficult to get it in here. And you may not even get it in there all the way. It does not want to go in there. But as you can see, this part with the big round piece in the middle, it goes on the inside, and you can kind of see it tells you kind of how it's supposed to go according to the holes. And it does have a lip on the outside of it as well. And again, like I said, it's hard to get it in there. And once it gets in there, it may not ever come out. But it will eventually. I will eventually get it in there. That, my friends, is a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review: comparisons. And here we have the only 3 Neca figures that I own. The Ultimate Stalker Predator, the Ultimate Aliens Xenomorph, and the Ultimate Dungeons & Dragons War Duke, or Dungeons & Dragons Ultimate War Duke. And these are all 7-inch scale figures. Here we have the Neca Ultimate Stalker Predator with 2 Leonard Toys Walmart exclusives, the Predator and the Alien Xenomorph. And as you can see, there's a big difference in these guys. The Leonard Toys versions are 7-inch figures, where the Neca is a 7-inch scale figure. So he is much taller because he's scaled as he's supposed to be. And not that, you know, there's anything wrong with the Leonard Toys ones. If you want to army build pretty cheaply, you can do that with these guys. They're about $10 a pop. At least the last time I looked at them, they were $10 a pop. And you've probably seen them hanging out at your local Walmart, because they're still hanging out at my local Walmart. And that's saying a lot. And to see how he starts comparing up with other lines, here we have the NECA Ultimate Stalker Predator with, from Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. And from Star Wars The Black Series, we have the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the NECA Ultimate Stalker Predator with, from G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. And for a 7-inch comparison, we have, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. And as you can see, he scales up pretty well with 6 and 7-inch figures, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. For final thoughts on the NECA Predator 2 Ultimate Stalker Predator, I have to say I've been looking for a good Predator for a while now. At least ever since I picked up the Ultimate Alien Xenomorph from NECA. And I just haven't found one that looked right and had the right accessories that I wanted with it until this one. And the sculpt on this guy is awesome. The paint job is awesome. The articulation is pretty darn good. And I know they've probably been using this Predator mold for a while at NECA. But the paint apps and the accessories, just, they're doing it for me on this figure. And I honestly, I am glad that it has double hinged elbows and knees, even if they're pinned, rather than the hinge and swivel on this guy, because it gives him a much wider range of motion. And, you know, I'm not totally against pinned figure versus pinless figure. And, you know, pins work. They're not always the prettiest, but usually NECA makes them work a little better than, say, Hasbro does on Marvel Legends, where the pin colors are concerned. They don't stand out quite as much, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But, you know, if you collect Predators, hey, this is a good one to add. If you're looking for a good Predator to add to your collection, this is a really good one, and he comes with a lot of good accessories. And, you know, he looks close enough to stuff that we've seen in the movies. I think maybe we did see him in Predator 2. I'm not sure. Or maybe he's a comic character. I'm not sure. It's been a long, long time since I've seen Predator 2. But this is just an iconic look for the Predator to me, personally. Your mileage, of course, may vary. That does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.